everybody, welcome to Modern Aero Fitness Podcast. This is Caleb, and with me is...
Mike.
I am a martial arts instructor. I've been doing it for a while, and Mike is a personal trainer, and he's been doing that for a while.
What's up?
For a minute. For a grip of minutes. Right?
Yeah. Over 10 years now.
Yeah. I think that's quantifiably a grip of minutes.
Is a grip an actual...
Yeah, a measurement. Scientific.
It's not just an Urban Dictionary, is it?
No, it's like the standard or the metric.
Really?
Yeah.
So people in actual lab coats have used the word grip?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I can guarantee it.
Cool.
Well, first off, how are you doing?
I'm good. I've been working on a lot of things behind the scenes with the Forge, and it's been really exciting and challenging, and it's been forcing me to grow a lot, actually.
That's good to hear. Anything you want to talk about, or you just...
Yeah, so we offer online training now.
Was that a fish? Were you fishing there?
No.
Yeah.
I've actually been thinking about it, though. It's like, yeah, I think I'll, mention this and let the world know.
Is it the university thing?
No. It's online training. University thing is down the road. That's probably going to be about a year.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not a year, but it's going to be a while.
Okay.
But yeah, we offer full packages for online training now.
That's awesome. So what does that mean, online training?
It means if you live in the middle of nowhere and you don't have a gym close to you, or the nearest gym is maybe 45 minutes away, or you don't like the personal trainers that are at the gym that you have accessible, then you can go get online training. And it's actually really popular right now, and a lot of people offer it. But not a lot of personal trainers offer quality online training.
No, that was going to be my next question. What makes yours better than theirs, or what makes yours different? But you're saying quality.
Quality, yeah. So I got the background. I know how to actually build a program and how to hold people accountable and not just ask you the hard questions. And my software really enables people to do very well and track all the things that need to be tracked and to hit their goals fast and efficiently.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
That's exciting. So is that up and running? Like
it's
somebody
up,
could
it's up and
email you.
running. Like you can go to northwestforge.org.
So
right now.
This is a live broadcast. I don't know if you knew that. So somebody listening right this very second.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they can.
Let's wait for that first email.
Ring.
You have a
the
weird
phone's on
email.
there too. That's my notification.
Oh, okay.
No, but it's been fun getting that up and running because it's been something that I wanted to do for a while.
That's cool. Yeah, I know you've been wanting to reach out and help more people, and this seems like a great way to do it.
Yeah, so now I'm not limited to
geography.
the Willamette Valley.
Yeah. Way to go. Above and beyond.
Yeah. What about you? What's new with Caleb and Hood's Martial Arts Academy?
Oh, gosh, man. I don't know. Well, kind of the joint venture that you and I did, you helped out with my advanced class, or I should say a portion of my advanced class, with some firearm safety training, and that was pretty fantastic. So I'm excited to kind of solidify that. And
have you been practicing at home?
Yeah, I have.
Awesome.
And it's been making my wife a little nervous because,
dude, that makes me excited.
So yeah, I'm excited to get that to more of my students and then possibly out to the public. Like we had talked about. So thank you for your help in that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Can I steal real quick?
I guess. So
I feel like we need to explain that a little bit.
Okay.
Caleb and I have been working on a non-egocentric firearms training for today's age. For people that...
I'm curious, what do you mean by non-egocentric?
This is a big question. I feel like a lot of firearms training businesses and companies really focus on a culture that's over the top for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And so we scale that way, 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 way down. Yeah,
this program you can feel comfortable coming to if you're a Republican or a Democrat.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. And if you have a lot of experience or zero experience.
Yeah.
So that's what we were going for.
We're not there to tattoo the Second Amendment on your forehead.
Right, or show you how much we know.
Yeah.
Or show you how better we are than you or whatever.
Yeah, well, if that happens.
Some places do that.
I know.
When
Yeah,
they just
you're right.
belittle you and stuff. But we don't do that.
They just want to talk about how much they know about different types of ammo and powder count and yada yada.
So it's from a defense perspective.
Yeah.
And purely defense.
Which makes sense with kind of what the whole purpose of you and I joining together at this facility was all about.
Yeah, health and safety and protecting the ones you love and maybe the ones that can't protect themselves.
That's right.
That you are around.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's not even official yet, but we've been working on it and it's going to happen, so stay tuned.
Well, to the public it's going to happen. It's already happened.
Yeah, it's already happening internally.
Yeah.
Like we've worked out a lot of bugs. We're just getting everything solidified.
It's happening.
And ready to roll out to the public completely put together.
Yep. There's a lot going on around here.
I've
got a belt promotion coming up this Saturday.
Holy smokes.
Some guest instructors coming down. I'm excited about that.
Well, wait, which discipline?
Kaji Kembo.
Oh.
Kaji Kembo Tonpai. Yeah.
Are you ever going to make your own system that mixes Kaji Kembo and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
No. I mean, I say that now.
Old Caleb Brew or something?
I say that now, but I don't know what the future holds, you know? I see all these guys on Facebook, and they're like, they have some weird kind of douchey tool name.
Yeah.
Like, Street Hammer Defense, or I don't know. It's
Bruce Lee would have approved.
Yeah, they're really big on trying to get across this kind of mentality that, like the Second Amendment thing, like just super over the top.
Yeah.
And I should clarify, I appreciate the Second Amendment. I'm not trashing on the Second Amendment, nor the people that believe in the Second Amendment. I think everybody knows what I'm trying to get at when
I think so too.
I poke at that.
Yeah. Well, it's like I like the Second Amendment too, but I also like the first one.
Yeah. They're all good.
They're all pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving on. So today we figured we'd address part 1 of 15 of a listener's email. We have a listener sent in some questions, about 5 or so questions, and we're just going to take 1, maybe 2 if we have time. And just to give you guys, the listeners, a background on who this person is, it's a gentleman who is well into his adulthood. He's not middle-aged, he's not old or anything like that, but he's got a family, and he's considerably more active now than he used to be. And so some of his questions address how to stay healthy and work out hard as somebody who feels like their body isn't what it used to be, and now that they're punishing it more. Does that make sense? He could have recovered maybe a little bit easier if he had worked out this hard younger.
Gotcha.
And so that's some of the issues that he's dealing with now. But
yeah.
Anyway, so the first question this listener asks, I think I'm going to hand it over to Mike.
I'm raising my hand.
Because he wants to read it.
It's been up for like 10 minutes. All right. So.
Wait, what?
What?
What's been up for 10 minutes?
My hand.
Okay.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
It wasn't in it.
Should I say his name?
No.
Okay. So
I spent that whole time trying to avoid saying.
Mr. Smith asks.
Listener.
The listener asks, many people make fun of CrossFit people. Why is this? I've watched them work out, and they seem to work hard while in the gym, although most of the CrossFitters lift weights poorly, which what I have seen in the gym. No offense. Other than that, they seem to work hard. Any comments?
So let's take it step by step.
Yeah.
What is CrossFit?
I feel like we have to look it up.
Just so we don't
botch it. I mean,
okay.
I have a good idea of what CrossFit is, and you have a good idea of what CrossFit is.
Yeah.
Your wife does CrossFit,
yeah.
And she's hella fit.
Yep.
And she's way strong.
And she smashes it.
Dude, people don't need to know this.
Wait, I mean, like, she kills it.
Gotcha.
In CrossFit.
Okay.
Get your mind out of the gutter. Yeah,
I live there.
So CrossFit.
So CrossFit is a branded fitness regimen created by Greg Glassman and is a registered. Doesn't tell me anything.
Yeah, don't tell me his bio.
It's constantly varied functional movements performed at high intensity. All CrossFit workouts are based on functional movements, and these movements reflect the best aspects of gymnastics, weightlifting, running, rowing, and more.
So it's like the Kajukembo of workout.
Yeah. Why do people rag on CrossFit?
Well, no, okay. So that's what CrossFit is. So they do a bunch of different types of activities to kind of essentially hit all of the components of
physical health, yeah,
that somebody could possibly need.
Yeah.
Either just to feel good and healthy, or in, like, I always think about if you're hanging off a cliff.
Yeah, I think of being in like at times of like, you suddenly get transported back to, dawn of man or whatever.
Which one of those two scenarios do you think is more likely? Needing to pull yourself up off of a cliff, or being transported back in time to the dawn of man?
Honestly,
I can't even believe you're ready to debate this.
Seriously, I think they're about equal. Like, oh shit, I'm just happened to be hanging off of a cliff.
There's a cliff. I'll be sure to stay away from it. Wait, no, I think I want to get closer.
Yeah, there's got to be like
there's probably a cross
section. If anybody out there knows of anybody that has found themselves off of a cliff, and because they train CrossFit, they could pull themselves up, email us, call us, let us know. I want to hear about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're equal. Honestly. Seriously. So why do people make fun of CrossFit?
Yeah, so what are people saying about CrossFit? He says form is poor, but people are working out hard and seem strong.
Right.
So what would you have to say about that? I can tell you from my perspective, what I've experienced having somebody very close to me in CrossFit, namely my wife, from a semi-insider's perspective. I think the trainers there are fantastic. The program she's in is fantastic. And so what I deduced from that is that just like anywhere, just like any martial arts school, any gym, you're going to have bad trainers and bad instructors. And so if you go to a CrossFit franchise, because that's essentially what it is, somebody buys the ability to use the CrossFit name, right?
Yes. If
anybody can do that, then...
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I could do that.
But yeah,
I could totally ruin people.
And I'm sure they have
some sort of
standard and process to where it's like, okay, you can't just,
walk in.
Just slap down a few $1,000s and be like, boom, I'm a CrossFit gym.
Yeah.
I think you have to go through some hoops and whatnot.
Quality assurance.
Yeah, totally. And that's something that CrossFit has been dealing with for a while, is that kind of common belief of like, oh, they just have trainers that aren't very good, and they just push everybody as hard as they can, and there's a lot of injuries and stuff. So they're actually addressing that, and they're bouncing back from that.
Good.
And doing pretty well.
Good. Yeah, because I remember kind of when it really started to catch fire, I was hearing about people complaining of this mentality coming down from the trainers about it doesn't matter if you injure yourself, push through it, like work out anyway.
Oh,
if you're
push through the pain.
If you're not working out hard, even in pain, then you're not really an athlete.
Yeah.
And now I don't hear that as often, and I wonder if the CrossFit gods came down and kind of weeded those people out because it was hurting them as a business and people.
Oh yeah, I think that kind of permeated the entire culture of fitness, at least in the Western culture. That you don't need to push through the pain of a joint not working properly, or the pain from having improper form. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think everybody's kind of catching that, be like, whoa, let's hold up. We got to make sure our form is right, so we don't injure ourselves and just screw up our entire fitness journey.
Yeah.
Just because of our pride.
Yeah.
So I think that's why people were making fun of CrossFit, because form was just out the window for a while.
Yeah.
But I think it really came together.
And you can still find videos on YouTube if you want to get a kick. There's some lifting fails. But I mean, honestly, that's not limited to CrossFit.
It's not. And
You can
there's
find that anywhere.
well, there's videos out there, and they're really hard to find. But I've seen videos by Nike.
Oh yeah.
Like way back in the day when they started doing like Turkish get-ups. When
Yeah.
Turkish get-ups were brand new, and Nike goes, "Hey, we're gonna have a little video about this, like a how-to," and they just totally botched it. Like
Yeah.
everybody makes mistakes, and when new forms of fitness are available and they're just being created, like they're going to be improved upon.
Yeah.
So let's not, judge a whole system by its very beginnings.
Yeah, and
it's evolved into something pretty cool.
I think when something is successful, there are people always waiting to crucify it.
Oh yeah.
Like with CrossFit or with those Nike videos. I remember watching some of those videos, and a lot of the comments are trash talking. It's like they're using the video to confirm their preconceived ideas about this big corporation and how they aren't true, fitness athletes, and so they're just looking for ways to poke holes in it. When really, give it a break.
Yeah.
Would you want somebody doing that to you?
All right, and there's people that are in CrossFit. Not all of them have just been in CrossFit their entire journey.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so you get a lot of people that are doing CrossFit now and teaching CrossFit that used to be into weightlifting or gymnastics or
one of those components
or
that make
running
up CrossFit.
or distance running.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of cool things being thrown into CrossFit and making it better. And vice versa. I've learned a lot, and I read about CrossFit and I practice CrossFit. Not entirely, but I've really gotten into those the Olympic lifts and the idea of doing everything.
Yeah.
And it's helped me a lot. So we're not a CrossFit gym, but we're gonna do some Olympic lifts and we're gonna do some high intensity training and
they don't own
kinds
the
of stuff.
multifaceted workout. Like they don't own
they don't own a certain lift.
Yeah. Or adding cardio to your weightlifting.
Yeah.
Or
whatever.
things like that. Whatever.
They do own crappy pull-ups though. I'm throwing that out there.
Oh, are you talking about the
kipping pull-up?
Yeah.
Yep. Hate it.
Why? What's wrong with that?
I don't like it.
Is it just because it looks funny?
No, it's not because it looks funny. A lot of exercises look funny.
That's true. What's another one that looks funny? Like really funny?
Well, if you think about it, they all look funny. Like really, you're gonna just get under a bar and just go up and down.
Push it away from you.
That is so stupid.
Yeah.
Or push it away from you or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
but anyway, is there anything that you know of that's dangerous about doing that kind of a pull-up?
It can, if your shoulders aren't strong enough and you just start practicing kipping pull-ups, then you can just rip your shoulders apart. Yeah. Or if you're fatigued, if you've already gone through a pretty hefty workout and then go into kipping pull-ups, then you can do some damage. But that's like with anything. Like if you're fatigued,
I guess that's true.
Like way fatigued, and then you go under a really heavy barbell.
And
do something you shouldn't, then you're going to hurt yourself.
Yeah, that's true. My goal is to be able to do a muscle up.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like the only way I can do that is if I do a little kip.
Oh, totally. Yeah, if you can do that without kipping and just robot yourself up there, then
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, there's definitely a component of gymnastics in the kipping pull-up, and I feel like that's...
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's where that comes from.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And they always do those rings.
Uh-huh. So that's why people make fun of CrossFit, because I think they're stuck in 2009 when CrossFit was kind of bouncing back from maybe having too many trainers that weren't very good at what they do. But now it seems like they got a lot more quality.
They have structure,
Oh, yeah.
Like they probably have a program figured out now, whereas before it was just who can we how many places could we get our name to be on, and then after that they realized they needed to maybe worry about quality over quantity, and then now they have it figured out.
And if you watch the CrossFit Games at all, you can see
crazy
their
athletes.
top 1%. They have nothing but good form.
It's inspiring though.
It sure is.
It's pretty amazing.
Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's do one more. Can I read this one?
Okay.
I could see you already inhaling to read it. Okay, question number 2 from the same listener says, is HIIT, HIIT, which stands for
High intensity interval training.
Mike.
You're welcome.
He says, is HIIT the best cardio workout for older males? I read conflicting studies on what is the best cardio workout for older males. Mike, being an older male, what do you think?
Hey, I am 31 pretty soon. So you got to define what's best and what's your criteria for best. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah. I almost feel like we should zoom out.
We do need to zoom out. So if I'm going to ask...
It doesn't matter age. I mean, HIIT is a pretty effective way to work out, isn't it?
But what makes it effective? It burns a ton of calories really quickly.
Short amount of time.
And it's sustainable.
It's efficient.
Yeah, it's efficient and it's sustainable. So if you only have...
What do you mean sustainable? You mean like you could do it multiple times a week?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could do that, if let's say you literally only have 10 minutes a day to fit in cardio because you're just that swamped. Nobody's that swamped, by the way. Then yeah, it's really efficient and it burns a lot of calories. So in that regards, then yes. But
yes, what?
Then yes, it's the best for
anybody.
For anybody, really.
Okay.
But there's always more criteria than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you might think that, I'll just do HIIT cardio for 5 days a week then. But what if you really like doing it, or if you really like being active and you want to be active for more time? Then you probably can't do HIIT cardio for an hour straight. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, what if I want?
There's a trade-off.
What
where
if I want to use my
becomes
full
a bad
hour?
idea?
Yeah. What if I want to use my full hour for cardio? Well, then you should probably do some
sort of
light
longer,
jogging or elliptical training or elliptical trainer
or a combination.
Yeah, or like a little circuit that has high intensity interval training in it, and go from there. So if you're looking at strictly efficiency and calories burned and sustainability, then high intensity interval training is definitely the best.
Okay. So suppose you had all the time in the world, what would you recommend doing as the most efficient cardio exercise?
I'd vary it. I'd do some low intensity, longer form stuff, like jogging or even going on a walk.
Do you mean as part of a daily routine, or do you mean like Monday?
Weekly routine. Yeah, so
Okay.
kind of like a little split. So Monday to get things going, high intensity interval training. So let's say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, do your HIIT, and then maybe Tuesday, Thursday, go for a long jog on the harbor.
31, that's it.
Yep, that's it.
Noob.
Yeah. So Caleb and I are coming to the realization that this podcast is also acting as like our hangout. And so we've got some feedback like, you guys get off topic quite a bit. It's like, well, yeah, we're going to have fun with it.
Yep.
And we're going to
But I also
talk.
feel like that's one of the few things that people are coming back for, is just feeling like they're listening to people that they would hang out with.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's hilarious.
Why?
I don't know. Because if I was looking outside in to us talking, I'd be like, this is stupid. But I sure enjoy it.
Well, I shouldn't say every. A lot of the feedback that we've gotten on reviews, like in Stitcher and stuff, is been of that nature. Like they think that there's good information, but they also like that we're not super dry.
Like reading a textbook.
Yeah.
Do that. We'll do that sometime.
Yeah. We'll show you guys how the other 99% live.
Yeah.
We'll just read articles.
Yeah. Ugh.
Science schmience.
I was doing that today on Feedly. I was reading articles and I was just getting like so bored. It's like 10 ways to up your social media. Blah, blah, blah.
No.
There's only so many like...
Start a podcast and talk about things that don't relate to what you do.
Yeah. Actually have a good time.
Yeah.
There you
Be
go.
happy. So
let's do one more. Or do you want to talk about HIIT some more? So in case you don't know what high intensity interval training is...
Yeah, I guess spell that out.
It's all in the name. It's one, it has to be high intensity, meaning you're not giving 50%, you're not giving 75%. You're going all out 100% for a given amount of time.
Yeah, like if you were going to sustain it longer than probably you should, you would definitely throw up.
Right. So there's a work period and there's a rest period. And a good example of that would be 20 seconds of work, let's say sprinting, and then 60 seconds of rest or walking. That's a good example, right?
Sure, yeah. He says that he has read conflicting studies. What could be on the anti side?
So there's been it's a little older, but the fat burning zone for cardio.
Oh, yeah, like you need to get it up there and then sustain that for
the
long...
fat burning zone is way below the 100% that you're doing for
So
high
you could
intensity
work out
interval training.
kind of half.
It's like 65% of your heart rate max.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty low, and it's pretty easy to get to. So that fat burning range or whatever is like speed walking for the average person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But let's say you burn 100 calories, and this is all just numbers, folks, so don't get pissed.
Wait, aren't numbers supposed to be like the things that are
okay? Let me rephrase
built
it.
On?
I'm pulling these numbers out of my butt.
Okay. There we go. I was going to say mathematics and physics is kind of like
they're just numbers.
The standard.
They don't mean anything.
They don't
so let's
hold
say
any value.
he burns C calories per hour.
There you go.
Yeah, 100 calories per hour speed walking, and all those calories that he burns are from fat. 100%. So he burns 100 calories of fat from walking for an hour, speed walking. But let's say he does high intensity interval training and he only does it for 20 minutes. And let's say he burns 200 calories from that. But only, 90 calories of that burned are from fat. So he burns more fat from speed walking for an hour than doing his HIIT for 20 minutes. But his total calories are burned. His total calories burned are higher from HIIT than walking. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so weight loss is calories in versus calories out. I mean, when it comes down to it, generally. So there's that to think about too.
So if somebody's wanting to go for fitness solely, HIIT is fantastic.
It is fantastic.
And just a net calorie.
Yeah, net calorie, and you burn calories longer afterwards from doing HIIT.
Okay, well that's good to mention.
Yeah,
I think no matter which direction you go, there's going to be a sustained burn.
Yeah,
but a little more effective on the
right.
HIIT
So
side.
let's say you're a jogger and you jog for 45 minutes every morning, just nice, light, easy jog.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to burn calories efficiently. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it really doesn't. It ultimately doesn't matter what you do, and it comes down to what you like doing. What you like doing is going to be the best cardio.
Yeah. Because you'll be the most consistent at it.
Yeah.
You'll give it a little bit more.
Oh, totally. So consistency is way better than HIIT or
if you're not
low
gonna
intensity. Yeah.
Be on about it.
Yep. Whatever you can be consistent at, that's the thing to do.
That's cool.
Because it's going to work.
Yeah.
They both burn calories.
Yeah. I like it. Well, that's good information, I think. Hopefully, listener, we answered those parts of your email. We'll hit the other ones in the future for sure. I think we ought to wrap it up, but before we do...
Oh, man.
Oh, don't worry. I don't have anything planned. I just want to know anything in the news, any tech, any, I don't know, stuff you're doing that's helping you on your fitness journey?
Journaling.
Like pen and paper journaling?
Pen and paper, yeah. I'm trying to do every day.
For like just mental
clarity.
Okay.
And kind of zooming out, so to speak. So zooming out, kind of writing down just a couple things that I'm thankful for, what I hope to accomplish, and asking myself a question, and just kind of leaving it open. Whether that's about business or training or relationships or being a father, whatever. But it definitely helps me zoom out a lot because I tend to zoom in and just stay there, and then just like focus on the things in life that don't need to be focused on that much.
Yeah.
Like business.
Wait, that doesn't need to be focused on?
Yeah. So I don't need to invest all my mental resources all the time in business. Does that make sense?
To clarify, you mean in relation to like your familial relationship?
Yes.
Yes, I get that. I get that.
Okay.
Was
that getting too personal?
No. I just wanted to make sure we made the distinction that if you are an entrepreneur and you're starting a business, you need focus and put energy into it,
Yeah.
but not at the cost of your home life.
Right. You need to have a line.
Yeah.
And for me, it needs to be a hard line, or else I'm going to push that line all the time at the cost of my own health and my family's health and everything.
Yeah.
So it's a slippery slope for me. I'm a workaholic.
That's good, man.
What about you?
Let's see here. I've been using, so I got a little mount on my road bike for my phone. Not so I can play Pokemon Go while I ride my bike, but so I can better have my data about my ride, have it readily available. Because I have a little computer that's specifically for that, but it's so small and it's very rudimentary on what it actually tracks. And so I basically have the bike version of the Nike running app.
Nice.
And so just getting that little mount and getting in the habit of using that app has made quite a bit of difference. And so now I can actually see how hard I'm pushing myself, my elevation gain and distance and average speed and yada, yada, yada.
Uh-huh.
And the app, I've mentioned it before, is called Strava. It's very good.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, Strava. And I think
For those of you that can't spell.
Yeah, spell words that aren't
that
part of the
are spelled
English
like how they
language.
sound.
Yeah. And it's pretty good. I think they have a running feature on there too, so if you didn't want to use Nike for whatever reason, I think you can use Strava for that. But it's good. That's good. I like it.
Right on. I got 2 questions.
Okay.
Real quick.
Yep.
Do you think there are things that shouldn't be quantified as humans?
Can you give me an example of one that I might not?
Relationships or love. Like tracking how your relationship is going with data.
I could see how there would be value in that if you were having problems. But in a relatively healthy relationship, I think that cheapens it.
It would detract, you think?
Yeah, it would make it kind of more about the data and less about the quality of the connection.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does.
So
instead of cuddling, you're like, hang on, I got to plug this into my Fitbit.
I want to make sure that it knows I'm cuddling, so I get credit for it.
Yeah.
You know, we always talk about gamification on here, and I feel like it's leaning towards that. And I don't think you shouldn't have to do that.
Well,
if you feel like you have to do that, it might be worth talking to a third party, getting a third party in the mix.
But that's definitely going to come into play pretty soon, I think. Augmented reality with relationships. Because pretty much people are already running around getting fake pets.
We're talking about 2 different things here. I'm thinking about relational health.
So am I.
But what you're talking about is,
I'm talking about making it a game. Just like you can get an app that tracks your habits and helps you be more productive, but there's a game and you have your little avatar and you level up.
Oh, right, yeah, like your dead tree.
Yeah, my dead tree thing. Yeah. It's called Forest. Okay, check out the app Forest and then try it and then delete it like 2 hours later, like I did. Okay, last question about gamification. Have you tried Nike's new running app, Nike Running Club? They just updated their running app. I haven't checked it out yet.
I did see an update download, but I haven't used it.
You want to go use it?
Not right now.
Okay.
I think you've got a boot camp to run. And
yeah,
I've got
boot camp is like in 10 minutes, so I got to go.
Jiu-jitsu class to go to.
Set that up really quick. Oh, you're going to go do your jits?
Yeah, tonight.
Right on.
But what's so special about it?
I'm asking you. I haven't opened it yet.
Oh.
But I'm kind of excited about it. I've been logging miles. I did my first 5K.
Yeah, you did.
I should have said that earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first 5K.
Well, don't give us all the details yet. We can talk about it next time.
Okay.
But we have to remember that. Real quick before we sign off, I do want to mention the whole AR, VR, relational gamification, yada, yada. I think if you have an established relationship that is healthy, you shouldn't do that. If you have a new relationship or a rocky relationship, maybe it could help start some conversations and stuff. I don't know.
Thanks, Dr. Phil.
And if you're talking about connecting with a stranger and finding a new relationship, I think VR and AR is going to be the next Second Life or the next World of Warcraft or EverQuest. You know how people would meet on there?
Yeah.
And then end up getting married?
Mm-hmm.
I think AR and VR is going to just make that incredibly more personal, more immediate. So you can get a little more intimate with somebody right off the get-go. And so there is a risk with that. So people, be careful.
What's that movie where, what's his name? Rambo. The guy who plays Rambo.
Stallone,
yeah. Hey, low blood sugar. #. Where he goes into the future. Judge Dredd, is that it? Where they unfreeze him?
I think maybe.
There's a quote-unquote sex scene in it where they don't actually have sex because of the technology.
Yeah. That's essentially what they're getting at now. They have haptic responding gadgets and that sync with
happening.
your VR. And
we had iPads in Star Trek: The Next Generation. We have
you
them now.
always harp on that, but I think that could be a good thing for long distance relationships. Like if you got somebody deployed,
totally.
They could have a private little conjugal visit with their loved one. I'm being serious.
Yeah, it sounds silly, but it's totally happening.
And it could really save a lot of relationships, I feel like. So, because a lot of them go to crap when people are that far away for that long. Yeah. Under that kind of stress without the support.
And unavailable, No connection.
Anyway. So, just like our listener that sent us the email that we are kind of addressing on this episode, you guys can also email us. You can reach us at modernairfitnesspodcast@gmail.com or on social media
at MEF Podcast
for Instagram and Twitter. I think we have a Google Plus, but it's lame. So thanks again for listening, guys. We really appreciate it, and we will talk to you next week. In the meantime, remember to live in a good place, keep your mind deep, and work when it's time.
Sex.
I'm trying to sell to some listeners here, man. Talk about sex.
Hey, you guys like sex, right? Because we're talking about it. Give us a review. Give us a share. Tell your friends. Modern era sexness.